Hello there, Denise. Thank you for your payment and apologies for issues with the website. Normally things go through pretty quick, but I always know when they do because it does actually come up on my website for me. So anyway, we solved the problem. So what I'm seeing is sudden surprises, big changes, changes in personality, changes in viewpoint, changes in direction from other people. I'm getting a kind of uncertainty in you building up. It could just be some self-doubt, some triggers that are happening where you're kind of questioning, is this going to happen? You know, what's going to happen? All these different, scenarios coming up, which is kind of normal right now because of the retrograde situation. One thing, Pluto brings up a lot of our old issues, and Saturn is training us to get to where the best we can be. Now, a lot of the energy around the biggest message that is coming in is about value, of how much you value yourself. Now, this doesn't mean obviously about how much money someone has or how great you're doing. If you don't feel something in you, if you don't believe in you, if you don't believe in the situation completely, or you believe someone cares, that and there's those questions, then there's something that needs to be addressed. And I feel like all of a sudden that is going to come into play. It may have already happened because it's very much in your present. And I do see it just seems to be all around at this point. I think it is for a lot of people right now, to be honest. But because we're all being pushed onto our best path and into a place where we can achieve the best results. Now, what I do see is a new beginning around you. It's Mayat. You wrote, I wasn't sure if it was Matt by mistake or is that actually, it is Mayat. Anyway, I'm going to take for what you wrote. I'm seeing gossip about this situation and a new beginning, and there's also a new perspective around relationship, around the way, a relationship goes forwards and what is bringing in the future. And I do see an agreement and decision, which is a wish you've been asking for. Okay. But you've been being told to stand in your power, to be the leader of your life, and not to allow the relationship or the connection or the want for the relationship or the future, to allow that to carry you. Now, there is a certain amount of flow we all need, and I think we right now we need to be in the present and in the flow and be open and less limited and all that kind of thing. But when you're in your flow, you actually know you have your own choice and you're in control. And actually, whatever you do, whatever you think, whatever you manifest is, that your thoughts and everything are the thing that will, it's still your choice, that you still have will. And that, just because somebody else isn't, playing ball or things aren't, working the way you think they're working, it doesn't mean that it's going to be all lost. And that by making your choice or standing your ground is going to ruin everything. I hope I've made that clear, but what they're basically saying is to trust enough that if something is meant to be, it's going to be. And I do see that mindset coming in because of this whole new perspective, but it's linked to gossip. It's linked to somebody saying something. You could be chatting to friends and someone will just say, oh, have you thought of this? Or, why are you doing that? Well, why do you think that way? Or why are you questioning that? And then it suddenly makes perfect sense. Or it could be somebody talking about their experience and something that's happened. Or you could be just standing in the queue at the post office or, at the food counter, and you're hearing some people discussing something and you're thinking, oh my God, that sounds just like me. But, they've overcome something and you hear what the reason is, and suddenly something clicks into place. Now, once you step into your power and you're seeing this, is that you have, that actually the universe is working with you and not against you, and actually you can make happen, you can manifest the positive as much as the negative, and that actually everything's a possibility. You'll be given more details. Now, I do see a struggle later on with your intuition. Again, it's like something is telling you something really, really clearly, and it's linked to an ultimate goal and moving forwards. And there are these periods of stress coming up, self-doubt, where things aren't clear. Suddenly the goal changes. So we're seeing this new beginning, new perspective, boom, 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 step in your power, off we go, everything's hunky-dory. And then suddenly we take a backtrack because something happens and you start questioning. Could be that you have an argument. You have a falling out. Something's telling you, oh, this isn't quite right. So an argument begins. Or you start questioning yourself, or, he's questioning himself. Because I can see there's good intentions there, but there is some fear going on around him right now, and within him. And I see like he's trying to put something together, trying to make some kind of ingredients. I don't know if this is to do with his work, to do with money issues, to do with moving forwards, but it's like I can just see him ticking a lot of things off, doing a lot of paperwork, having to find things that are from the past. Maybe he's trying to sort something out on a legal basis, but there seems to be a lot coming at him right now, or it's about to, where he's having to, it's causing him to doubt and questioning whether he's done the right thing. And maybe that's what's coming in, that we're seeing this kind of backtrack. There's a strong link here. I feel like when something is pulled apart, it will find itself, because it's so strong, it just keeps going round and round and round. It seems like a rotation of energy. So it's a little bit like a repeat pattern, or from a past life coming through. It just keeps turning. You might miss this opportunity, but the opportunity will come back. That's what they're saying, is just stay in the flow, do what is right for you, stay in your power, make your own decisions, regardless of what that decision might mean to him or to anyone else, or what he might react to. And just know that, if an opportunity is missed and it's meant to happen, it will come round again, because this is what I'm seeing here. There's a more creative approach, and I'm seeing a house situation here, maybe a move, or, maybe you're, looking to move in together, but there's a block here. And it's to do with paperwork and issues around there. And it's all, again, to do with divine timing. Something has to be freed up. Something has to transform completely for things to work out. But I'm seeing alarm calls coming, wake-up calls, a door opening, you having the power to create what you want, value going up, an opportunity, and a sense that you can finally let go. They're saying this isn't about force, this isn't about push. There's revelations coming to show you that. Again, this is about value, how much energy you're putting in and how much you're getting back. Never be afraid to just sit back and do nothing. Trust in yourself that if something is meant to be, it's going to be. If it's meant to go, it's going to go. But nothing is a missed opportunity, particularly. It's not like it's missed for good. Because like I said, it will come round again if it's meant to be. It just may be at a later date when you're ready. And again, regarding relationship moving forwards, that kind of thing. Although I'm not really seeing, I'm not seeing loss here, endings. I mean, if anything, I'm seeing commitment, a feeling like your emotion, there just needs to be a little bit more balance on an emotional level. It feels like there's, and I hate using this word, but the word manipulation is coming into play, where someone is pulling your strings rather than the other way around, or you're feeling emotionally pulled and you're letting your emotions lead the way again, like becoming overwhelmed by something and not seeing something for what it actually is. And maybe that's where the revelation is coming. There's two paths opening up on this relationship, and they're saying take down the protection. You don't need it. You are protected. You have all the knowledge that you need. And it's just a matter of one day at a time. There's a phone call coming, and loyalty is going to be shown. And again, your instincts are heightening. And I do see balance kind of coming in. It's just, there's just a lot of change happening right now. On many levels, mentally, emotionally, physically, everything seems to be shifting. And you're in a space of shift. So sometimes that can bring up doubts, that can bring up questions about things. And I use the word doubt right now because if you were certain about a relationship, whatever state it's in, there wouldn't be a question. I feel anything that is going on is in yourself right now. That's the place to focus on. And Spirit is saying, look at your heart. Look at what you have inside you, what your ability is, what defines you, what defines your happiness. And that will create and bring in what you're asking for. That will solve any issues. That will clear any blocks. Free yourself. Free yourself from allowing anything to control you or restrict you. And things will fall into place and you'll get the balance you're looking for. So everything that is coming up in this reading is linked to where your future lies with him, okay? So even if I get something about work or other family stuff or whatever, it is all linked to what's coming. What I do see is a missing piece falling into place. I'm getting kind of November, December time where things feel very, very settled. Something is settled. Something is resolved. Something is put to bed. There's a second opportunity coming for you. And I'm seeing another situation before that time, November, December, where loyalty is shown, patience pays off, and some kind of stroke of luck comes in, which just changes everything around. And again, it's like a missing piece, a final piece falling into place. There is this situation, again, of you kind of being pulled along, or you not having some control here, or somebody else calling the shots. And you're maybe, again, it's that energy balance, maybe giving too much, or again, allowing him to take the lead and waiting, or just doing more for him to make things right, or, put some strong boundaries in place if you have to. There's more information coming, which is going to clear doubt for you, any doubt, and it's going to allow you to let go more. Now, I am seeing a situation around work, which is very, very significant for this setup. And there's some kind of diversion first. So you're going to come to a big crossroads. Now, this is either work for you or work for him, right? But again, remember, all of this is linked. I'm also seeing something around children or younger people, which is all going to sort of have a knock-on effect. This crossroads is a decision made. It's about having to make a decision, having to decide a new course of action. And it's going to be placed in front of one of you. It's obviously going to affect both of you and the way the relationship goes, or the way you move forwards. And it's going to be put in front, and there's going to have to be a decision made very quickly. So it's not kind of one of those things that you rock up to the crossroads and you go, which way shall I go? Let's look at the map for a little way. Something's not quite working. I'm not feeling things moving forwards the way that I want. This is more like either something, and I'm not seeing endings, right? So, because if I said that, it might mean, someone's going to lose a job or something. And I don't see that. It's almost like a change. It could be like a work situation cannot continue the way it is because something has altered. It's like if you were selling a product, you weren't able to sell that product anymore because it's not on the market, so you now got to change your business up. So it's that kind of thing. Or if you're in a working situation, they're saying, right, we're going to merge with another company, so your position is going to change. And to me, this is like you have no choice. There is a decision and there's a choice, because I've just said you have no choice. It's like someone is making you decide. You know what I mean? It's like you can't go on the way you want. So you couldn't even just fumble along for a while and just avoid it and ignore it, because this is calling for change, whether you like it or not. But the choice ultimately is yours. So it's like there will be multiple options. So for instance, if something is changing in work, it could mean you're offered, or one of you is offered a position and it's less money, but you can still stay in employment, but actually the job is in a different office and it's miles away, which would affect the relationship. Remember, this is all about the relationship, or, where this relationship goes. It could be that you just can't continue to work from home anymore, so you have to go and find employment somewhere else, or because I mean, when you look at it, all this COVID stuff right now is having an effect on everything. So yeah, work is going to affect people's relationships. It could affect, it could be a change that happens that affects the commitment in the relationship, because maybe you're moving in and buying a house and suddenly you can't buy a house because the job's gone, so then you have to think of something else. Now whatever this is going to come in quickly, and the change will have to be made quickly, because it's likely that you either stay or you go right or you go left, but you cannot, there is a boulder in front of you, you cannot physically, mentally or emotionally go on any further, right? And I think this is to do with this big release coming, this big change and something falling into place. And I feel like it's a kind of mental thing. It's like, because it's linked to your relationships, it's, this doesn't have to be a work-related thing. It could just be a big change. Because the work thing comes later, because it actually brings the work. So again, it's like it's all linked somewhere, all right? What I don't want you to do is fixate too much on it, because a lot of messages come in kind of riddles, and they come in back to front, and they're basically showing you that there is change coming. Things will be, you must trust if something is meant to be, it's going to be. Think positive thoughts, look at the positives rather than the losses. And, if there's a wake-up call or something stops you in your tracks, or there's a block, it's a way to release yourself from a restriction that you've been asking to be released from. I hope this makes sense. Now, this diversion and change could cause stress in the relationship, right? Because it's change. So it could change a whole decision that you've made. It could be if you've got somebody moving abroad, or, you've got visas to sort out, that suddenly the airlines get locked down, or, everything comes to a halt again because there's another lockdown, and then that means, right, we've got to look at another way. So don't worry too much. What it is going to do is bring something to move forwards in a better way. So whatever this is, it's going to turn out to be a good thing. As I do see luck coming into place, it could be you just suddenly receive an answer and that changes the alternatives, all right? There is better communication coming, and you will be reminded of how to communicate by some confusion that comes in on an emotional level as well. It's like you will be prompted. And this could be the new direction here as well. It could be like, well, I need to speak out. I need to take charge. I need to be the leader. I need to believe in myself and just ask the question. So many people are in relationships where they don't know what's happening. They don't know where to go because they're not actually talking. They're just worrying or doubting or waiting for a call, or, allowing someone else to take the lead without deciding what they want. Now, I do see a really, really strong connection, good soul connection here. I do see love ahead. I do see well-being, and I do see growth. And again, this last piece of the puzzle falling into place. And there's a second chance being given to you. Now, I've got the sign of Pisces. This could be a sign we're dealing with here, or it could be timing. If it's timing, we're looking at mid-February to mid-March. Okay, so that could be when everything, you're given this second chance. That could be, but I don't like to look at timing with spirit. They don't generally, unless I get a specific date. I don't always look at, this is how things stand now. Things could change tomorrow, dependent on the choices you make. If something is destined, it will get there eventually, whether it takes 6 months longer or a year. It's something that the universe will want. It's set in it's your life plan. You've come into this life. It's your mission. Now, most of those we don't really know about because we don't have that from spirit. We don't told when we're going to die, when we're going to, get born, because that is set. It's something we can't change. All these things you're being shown here, all these options are being shown to you because they're possibilities. Anything that you might call negative or less exciting, or, possibilities there, you can change. So one of the messages is to stand in your own power. Don't allow someone else to call the shots. Decide what you want. Love yourself enough to trust that you are good enough, you deserve it, and you're valuable enough to have the best, all right? And the quicker that happens, and I'm sure you already do, but, things will shift forwards. And I'm seeing a big shift here with a home All of a sudden, rebirth, new beginnings, strong, powerful energy. Everything that has been going off this last year has almost been a repeat pattern of last year, the year before. You may be starting to see things re-evolving. If you've got like Facebook or anything like that and you're looking at, you have memories come up, you may find it's quite kind of the same as it was at the same time last year. You could be repeating something, but this time it's going to be better. It's your second opportunity. The energy is better than you think. Although we've been restricted and locked down and held back and, shoved sideways and things have altered at the last minute and there's all this uncertainty, we're actually being given time to be in the right space, to actually breathe and do what is best for us so that we can get it right, so that we can have the best outcome. Anything that has been held back from you right now is giving you time to rethink, to restructure, to re-look at a plan and to redefine it so it works better for you. So they're showing me in this reading and telling me really clearly that the better you are to yourself, the nicer and kinder you are to yourself, and the more you look after your needs, the better the outcome, the freer you're going to feel. Listen to your instincts. A return is on the cards. That's what they're showing. They're showing something coming back. But I am seeing a kind of locking of horns. I did talk about an argument or battle kind of thing, situation. A feeling where the agreement isn't quite there. So, if you're not on track at the moment or you're not moving forwards, it could start off great and then kind of, change. You might think, is this right? Is this really the way I want it? But I do feel that that's being revealed to you to get the foundation stronger and to connect to the dots. Do not blindfold yourself off or make justifications or avoid your gut instincts or something that is gnawing at you. Listen to it. It's easy to kind of just say, well, I don't, this is just annoying me because it's happened before and I just need to trust myself now. And, if I just let this go and just let life take its course, then everything will work out. But that's that can be an avoidance in itself. I mean, yeah, we want to be free, we want to flow and everything. And sometimes, things do just happen the way they are. It's like that thing I said, if it's going to be, it's going to be. But if you're kind of putting it in that bracket because you just don't want to face it, because you don't want the outcome, or you're afraid if you speak up or say what you feel, or you make demands that the person isn't going to want to listen, or you're not going to hear what you want to hear, then it's just going to keep annoying you until you do. And you're not going to get what you want. There's a lot of temptation around this relationship, I feel. And you've got to watch that. I don't know if this is, again, influences or a feeling of just wanting to give in to old patterns to, again, that you're kind of overwhelmed by it. But this is all to do with loyalty to yourself. Again, it's all about balance. It's about what you really, truly deserve or what you believe you truly deserve. Now, again, I'm seeing a shift, a house move. But I feel there's a shift in the mind. It's like you're coming in, things are going to change. And again, there's that second chance. But I feel that sometimes you've got to have the strong mindset to get what you want. You've got to kind of take the heart out of it. Although you're looking at what's in your heart, you decide that first. You connect with your heart self and say, right, this is what my heart really wants because it's going to make my heart happy. Now what I've got to do is set aside the emotional point of that and all the doubts and all the triggers that keep coming up with that, where I'm not trusting, and then listen to my head. Get my head in gear and go in with a business head. If you're good at business, which I feel you are, then you need to take that mindset and do it and construct your relationship in that way, But I do see this kind of surprise at what is open to you coming. And again, this big change in work that is linked to this relationship, and it's on it's taking you to a higher level. It's helping you rise above. It's helping it connect on the level it should. Because when you have a soul connection, they come from past lives, and often they come with karmic lessons. And the reason that soul connections often don't work or don't blend very well is because the things that have happened in the past life, or the karmic stuff that has happened, is being repeated, or you're feeling guilt, or you're carrying something through. So for instance, what I see is this, I'm seeing him working really hard, quite stubborn, quite an angry man, really, this is a past life situation, and he's working the land. He's worked really hard. He's a very loyal person, but he's lost a lot. And I feel like there was some kind of, you were his wife, and there was some kind of tragic happening, obviously, with the elements, and all the plants were, all the harvest was gone, and he didn't have enough money to pay people, and where you were happy and lovely, just become very connected with the work side, and was very restrictive. And they're just showing him working really hard, really working on this goal, focusing, but missing out. As he's digging and as he's planting, he's kind of doing more than he has to, if that makes sense. They're just saying that he was overtired and then was making mistakes, and it was having to be redone, right? So this is what I feel, and I can see you from behind kind of collecting up the energy, or putting it right, or fixing things. And this could be where I'm seeing this energy balance, where maybe you feel you've got to make something right, or you're the one that has to, be, maybe not use the word submissive, but, be the person that is like trying to keep things calm, or do whatever he says. And I just feel there's something that isn't balanced. Maybe it's you that's constantly taking the lead, and he needs to, but then that would be a fixing state as well. Would put you in a place of leadership, but not in the right way, in a more controlling way. So something has to be readdressed. And I feel like if this is broken up, or somehow you've become distant, there is a return, but you are going to be, it's about getting it right, and not justifying things because you just want to be happy and, forget it all, because I feel that will bring up, a massive release. But I keep seeing this move of house, shift happening. And new beginnings and balance, there seems to be a little bit of up and downs. I'm seeing some miscommunication around September time. I'm seeing a family issue coming up. Again, I'm seeing a resolve there, but something that's going to come up, which could be a testing point as well. And some of it is, again, it's all to do with how much you've addressed from the beginning, how many issues you are nipping in the bud immediately and not letting them continue. Honesty is so important, but emotionally right now you are connecting everything together. You are healing, and you are stepping into your own power. You are taking those steps forward. You are coming into a higher frequency. And sorry, going back to this soul connection I was saying about getting it right, I'd need to go into the past life properly of this situation. I'd be happy to in a reading in the future. You can always book something, but it feels like, again, it's about the balance. Maybe you not fixing the fields after he's making mistakes, and then working together on an emotional level of your heart self. Something is being forgotten here. And either he is just getting into he's getting into his head and needs to get out of his head, or you're getting in your head. Something needs to be balanced. But I do see a happy ending. And, it's just about dealing with these issues as you come up to them. But we've got goals being reached, and, an open heart. As I'm just talking, I'm seeing another situation where you have to introduce him to somebody, or you're bringing him into the fold in some way. And there's nervousness there, and there has been a big build up to this, but it will work out. That's what they're saying. It will all work out, and I do see celebration happening. I'm picking up Poland here. I don't know why I'm picking up Poland or Polish or some kind of um, something to do with that country. I don't know why they're giving me that. Is he Polish? Maybe that's where the name comes in. But there seems to be they're showing me some kind of difference in families, or something that has to be addressed and balanced for it to work. It has to be combined. Things have to blend. You have to find the right ingredients. You have to work with it, but not hard work. You need to just be committed enough to work through everything, untangle the issues as they come. Don't avoid them. Don't justify things. Deal with them. Be open with communication. Do it in a calm way. If it's not happening in that way, then step back until the timing is better. But know that if something is going to, if it's real love, if something is strong enough, if a relationship, whatever relationship it is, if it's just a friendship, if it's just a family situation, do you know what I mean? If it's whatever, it doesn't matter. You're talking about you and him and where that future lies. And I feel like this is a journey that is being taken for a higher reason, for a bigger, it's a mission or in itself, although it's not, you still have the control of it, how it goes, how long it takes. They're showing me that the universe and guides will come in and help you and remind you. And again, that's that kind of unsettled feelings or uncertainty or doubt that comes in every now and again, and questioning how this is going to work, how this is going to unfold. But I do see ultimate progress. It just needs to be the stress, any stress or comes in, it just needs to be dealt with and not avoided, and find the road to freedom. Free yourself, even if that means walking away, even if that means completely detaching, because again, if something is meant to be and it is strong enough, if it's that strong a link, it isn't going to break. Stepping away is not going to make it break. If you have really, really good friends in your life, you love your family, you can go somewhere else, you can move somewhere else, you can be halfway across the country, and the link doesn't break just because you detach for 6 months. Some of the best friendships and things that you come back to and it's all the same, but you have the trust there. There's a knowledge there. And if something feels that strong, then it's strong enough, surely. Why would there be any doubt about anything? So just quickly before I finish, I am getting an issue around children again, younger people, stress around that, and finding a sense of control there. And again, non-avoidance. Somebody's avoiding. I don't think this is you that's avoiding it. There needs to be more playful energy, more creative energy in the way that things are approached, and looking at the strong foundations, how to create the strong foundations. The loyalty will come in, the balance will come in, and the missing pieces of the puzzle will be brought in a different way than you think. They may be coming in as an obstacle. Okay, the trigger of those pieces may come in as an alarm call or a wake-up call, or a revelation, and it may be a bit of a surprise, maybe the realization that you're doing more, or you have to take a step back, I don't know, or you're taking everything on yourself, or maybe it's only you that's thinking something and the other person isn't. It's that kind of thing. This is why I keep saying communication is so important, because we so often presume stuff and it's not even there. We're almost afraid to address something, so we create and we presume, oh my God, but if I say that, they might say this. Well, give them a chance. If you want an answer, ask the question. That's what I'm getting here. But there are, there is, you've got one sign coming up in the next 3 weeks, which is going to be a major kind of omen of a second opportunity to move forwards. And I feel like this is going to be you taking action. I'm getting the 17th again. I don't know if that's September or this month, but I'm getting kind of within 3 weeks. And it's a big sign. It's almost like a cloud, you know, like when you suddenly see a massive cloud in the sky, or you see a bird, or you see something crazy. That's a sign the second chance is coming. And then another second chance will follow where you really will be able to go onto that higher level of frequency and connect on a high level. And I feel like if you get into your heart self and connect with what is really going on and the energies around it, you can connect on that high level and find more understanding. Again, if you're connected to somebody on such a strong way, then you can feel them. Whatever you do, they're going to pick up on you and you're going to pick up on them, all right? So there's a power here, there's a strength that you have to take things the way you want. But I do see positives ahead, okay? Just be prepared to take the journey and step into your power, you know, take that kind of leadership. Anyway, it's lovely been talking to you. I hope this has helped you. And hopefully speak to you again soon sometime. Take care. Bye for now.